Hey guys, it's Aylablitz. Yeah, welcome back to my channel. First off, I just want to say hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aylablitz. If you don't know me, I make content out of like either obviously about games, but mostly it's I love story based games, story driven games, and hence The Last of Us is like one of my favorite games of all time. It brings so much impact in my life, and I wish I will have like a tattoo of Ellie one day, or anything that's small that represents The Last of Us. That's a promise. But I'm still gonna figure out how, because I want to have a full sleeve. You never know. But anyway, I just watched the episode 3.
Bruh.
I did the reaction for the whole episode. I knew it. Oh my god. But for some reason, I don't know how to get rid of copyrighted issue. I did everything in my power to do such thing, but I'll just gonna make a review of me, saying things about the episode 3 rather than just reacting to it and then pause and then say something and then react, pause and say something during the episode. I think I'm done that. So I'm just gonna give a give some parts of the reaction throughout the episode and then review about it. I think that's more better. So I just finished watching it when it was released the other day. Was it the other day, and it was such to be honest, it's amazing how I didn't expect that they gonna make it a lot better than how we played the game when we met Bill for the first time. Bill is such a sorry, Bill, but he's such a selfish character that he doesn't want to he doesn't want anyone to be in his space, like he just want to be solo, this prep guy. He doesn't trust anyone, which we understand, because the thing was when he tries to what you call that, on the very first day of the outbreak, right? We saw him as a prepper, but he described himself, instead of prepper, he's a survivalist. Like he said, he's not a like that. It wasn't specified, I believe, of what he was like, what his background was, but I believe he might be an FBI agent or something that is a secret agent. That's why he has like a lot of guns, well prepared. Like how would you get those guns if you're not involved with the government? I don't know, but so far, he made a joke about all the governments are part Nazis.
Bunker where 9/11 was an inside job and the government are all Nazis.
The government are all Nazis!
But yeah. So, in compared to the game, there are parts of it that is similar, that describe as Bill. Okay? He's still like selfish, but the thing is, if he owns someone, then he owns someone and he's gonna like take whatever he owns back to that person, which was Jewel. In this version, in the series, in this version, instead of Frank and Bill separated, and then later on Bill found out that Frank committed, hang himself.
God, tested it, shove it right up, nothing to do with... Jesus. What, you know this guy or something?
Frank.
Who the hell's Frank?
He was my partner.
And then only him that wears a funny ass like Hawaiian shirt. And then in the series, he wears Jewel's like pattern, which is that's when we see after Jewel got his shower, right? He wears the iconic, the same as Ellie, the iconic signature of their clothing, and it looks clean. obviously it's much more cleaner than when we saw them wearing that in the game, right? So yeah, so in episode 3, we then later on met with Frank
Alone? We start with 10. Yeah, I'm alone. From where? Baltimore QZ?
after 3 years, I believe, when he's like just alone. I'm just surprised that nobody saw his, I don't know, it's like a quiet place, like a village, like I don't know. But nobody saw Frank's location until Bill's location until Frank. And good thing that the booby trap, when he fell down, it wasn't Spike or else he'll die. So yeah, and good thing Bill didn't shot him in the first place. It was funny how Frank was like like trying to be silent when Bill was like, "Oh, do you have a gun with you?" And he's like silent for a few seconds, and he's like, "No." He was like rethinking, like, should I lie, like whatever. But good thing he didn't. He's not a big liar. Okay, so I'm impressed of how Bill is like well prepped. He's still the same in the game, which he plants bombs and plants traps and things like that. He's such a genius when it comes to things to like that. And then when Frank was like, "Okay, I'll go to Boston, but first, can you please invite me? I'm very much hungry. After that, after you feed me, whatever, I'll be on my way." So Frank was like, "No, this is not an Arby's. You can't have free lunch, or else if I'm gonna feed you, then you're gonna ask one of your teams, oh, there's like this dude with a coolest location. We can go there to have a free lunch." That's what Bill is like, kind of. He's not afraid, but he doesn't want to get that risk. But because he was so alone, he doesn't have anyone for almost 3 years or 2 to 3, like that, years, for many years. So he's like decided to be nice, and then he's like, "Okay, whatever, I'll invite you in, but after that, after I feed you, be gone." So he then take a shower, and then he was so happy. Like, he's clean, he's well fed, and I'm impressed of what wine. Oh my god, Frank, you give him like a 5-star service. It's like a restaurant. He's a good cook. That I'm not sure if he even shared that in the game, but no, he did it. He just like, we just thought of him as this like rugged prep guy that knows just about weapons and how to survive in this world. So yeah, he's a great cook, that we know. He's a really loving and caring guy. And then later on, when that part, when he played the piano, I was like, in my reaction, okay, are they gonna do it? Or maybe they're just close friends, who knows? I knew it. Oh my god. So Bill is actually okay. So it's confirmed Bill is actually gay before this happened. So yeah, and he said, "I know." I'm curious if he's also that, or maybe they're both. Maybe he's gay and Frank can be bi. Who knows? I mean, still win-win. He's been untouched for 4 years, I guess. If they're gonna do to that kind of route, I'll be like so happy and so proud. And then later on, I'm just like, I was eating my popcorn and I was like, I was so like into it. So yeah, and then it says that Bill was a virgin. So Frank was being funny. He's like, like, I'm just gonna do the basic. I'm not a slut, okay? I'm not doing this just for free food. So if I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna stay for another days, for more days. And Bill was like, okay, okay. He was so cute. And then they do it. And then after that, I believe another 3 years or 5 years. Yeah, 3 to 5 years. He's still with Frank. I mean, he's still with Bill. Frank was still with Bill, which was so funny because he promised that he's gonna go after a few days of him doing that because this was so nice. So that's his like a gesture that I'm doing this for your gratitude. Maybe we're not gonna be a thing, but I just want to survive this, dude. So after the next 3 years, Frank was like trying to decorate the whole place because, of course, Bill just want everything to be the same. Like, he doesn't want everything to change. He doesn't want to change. He just wants safe and like how it is like everywhere. I just want it to be the same, because that's how I want things to be. He doesn't want to change. And then Frank was like, hey, this is how we show our love. We're gonna share. I want to decorate I believe it was some sort of like an antique store. I forgot. Like this store, I want to decorate some parts of it and maybe some parts of it. And hey, man, I invited someone out of the radio, a cool ass lady, and I invited them to have a meal with us. And Bill was like, what? What?
You what?
What? And later on, it was Tess and Jewel eating with Bill and Frank. And I love how they like sharing things, like how they gonna exchange, because Bill has loads of good ass weapons, right? Talking about an armory. And then of course Jewel and Tess have something that they don't have, like medicine, anything like later on, like the strawberry seed, that was also good part of the episode. So they exchange like things like as if it's like a normal world, like there's no apocalyptic something. And then while Tess and Frank were like in the house, Frank was like, okay, showing off their lovely home. They then leave Bill and Joel. And Joel's like, hey, if you want to work together, you better get rid of that gun out of my face. And Bill was like, okay. So Joel was trying to cut the point, like, hey, I understand. I'm doing the same thing, but because we need something from each other, then I'm gonna be Frank. Like, you have something that I don't, I have something that you don't, then, it's benefits. It's gonna be beneficial for both of us. And then after that, serious conversation, they later off, and then we didn't understand how they have that 80s song, what the codes of those 80s songs meant. That came from Frank's idea. Like, they have secret codes because they don't want Bill to find out, which was cool. At least we know that came from Frank. I think they also in episode 1 they said that it was Bill and Frank, but we didn't know which one that gave that idea on. So at least we know. The scene of the strawberry part where they pick up the strawberry, and Bill was like, when he ate the strawberry for the first time, he's like his face is like so like wholesome. And Frank was like, hey, I traded this strawberry for a gun. And Bill was like, what which gun? He doesn't even know. So he's like, no, don't worry, they're just small guns, so you don't have to worry. That was so cute. Okay, anyway, and Bill was like, yeah, okay, how about this, you do what you can do, whatever you think that we can trade off to Jewel and Tess, we trust them now. Like, sorry, because, like, I was so selfish. And then since I have someone now, I'm afraid. Like, I'm afraid. No, he said before you came in his life, then he's like not. No, he's not afraid before you came in. I guess that's what. It's like this. Okay. Yeah, and then I I feel bad when like when Frank has an illness, which I believe that was cancer. It might be something that like kind of like makes his bottom of his body, he doesn't feel, he can't walk anymore properly. Um it might be bone cancer, who knows? I don't know. Did they specify what illness? I was like so focused on other stuff than them sharing about the illness. I don't know. Like, if you're into med or you know what illness was it, please do tell. And yeah, then Frank was like, you know what, this will be my last day, Bill, so please, if you really love me, can you do this for me? Shut up, you cry. I'm just gonna keep on eating my popcorn so I won't end up always crying. Send me off in like something that I can remember. So Bill made a promise. I said, okay. So they got married. Oh, that was so sweet. And they got their last supper. And then on the last supper, it was the first meal that Bill ever served to Frank. It's like the same thing, and the wine. And Frank was like thinking about the memories that they had. They were sharing their last like good memories to each other. There are bad times that I had with you there, but most of them are really good, and thank you for doing this. And then after a few hours, that was really tough, man. That was a really tough scene when there's two wine bottles and you know what will happen. So Bill poured two of those bottles, and that was like a lot of white powder. So he poured it in one, like all of them. Like he even like he finished. It's like as if he can just mix it with another wine in the bag and then pour like really clean it. And yeah, in that scene that was so tough because Frank, you can see Frank like he's happy at the same time, like he still want to make it a bit longer, but he can't anymore because it's way too painful for him. Because it's like, what's the point of living if you're in pain like this? Like, you won't enjoy living anymore. Even though Bill did say that, oh, how about we go to the doctor or something. So yeah, they ended up doing it. So Frank drank the whole glass, like he chugged it in, and then Frank was like doing the same thing, and in Frank's mind, he's like, bruh, it was in the bottle, like the whole bottle anyway, right? And Bill was like, yeah, enough to kill a horse. Of course, Frank was like, I'm not really into this. The plan was supposed to be just me, but how romantic that is that you're doing it the same thing. And then Bill was like, hey, I'm old. I'm old and I'm satisfied. You were my purpose. That was so romantic. Frank was like, you know what? Even though I didn't agree, that's still romantic. And then he was like, okay, send me to bed. They hug each other. That was so cute, guys. And then they walk like slowly to their bed. And then after I think it might be like a few months after, then Joel and Ellie came to the location, surprised that the gate is still working perfectly fine. They didn't blow them up. So it's the same code and whatever. And then Ellie found a letter. She read it. It was a funny letter. The letter was like, to whomever, or to, probably it's mostly Jewel, right? Because if it's someone else, then they'll die when they, open the gate or try to, like enter the territory. So he's like, hey, there, I know you grab whatever supply you need. There's the battery, there's my car, whatever, go ahead. But please don't enter the room because that we're dead. And then I'll just open the window so that the smell wouldn't be as bad. So they showered. Ellie was like, oh my god, they have warm water here. I need to go get a shower. And then she's looking to Jewel and like, whoo-wee, you need to take a shower, bro. So yeah, and then they wear their iconic clothes. Like Jewel wear the green shirt, flannel, and also Ellie's iconic logo here, which is the beach. Yeah. And I can't wait for episode 4, guys. There's like a lot of, I think episode 4, it's like when they arrive in Boston, right? And then they stumble upon this guy trying to injure, like, hey, I'm hurt. And then Joe was like, he's not even hurt. Boom, drive, and then they got hit. I believe episode 4 might be that. And then it can cut through to meeting with Sam and, was it Henry? Sam and Henry, the two brothers. It might be that. And then episode 5 can be when Joel got episode 4 can be when they met up with Sam and Henry, half of it, and another half of it when they met up with Joel's brother, which is Tommy. It can be like that, or it will pass on to episode 5. But being with Sam and Henry, it was a big chunk of the whole Boston scene. So what I predict on episode 4, yes, Ellie will have her first using of the gun. I believe she tried to save Jewel. That's when they tried to be more closer together, and then they met up with Sam and Henry, and then it cuts off to episode 5 when they met up with Tommy. Oh no, wait. Oh my god, before Tommy, it was the cannibal guys. So it might be like that, or they can go from after Sam and Henry, then Joel got injured, and then after Joel got injured, then it will be like a in between, which is the DLC, and then there's another whole episode of DLC of Ellie and Riley. And then that's, I believe, in the Ellie and Riley scene, then it will introduce Ashley Johnson as Ellie's mom, and whole Shazam and all those things. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming by. Hope you enjoy this review that I have while it's really fresh. What do you think about the episode 3? True. Hope you enjoyed the episode 3. If you haven't watched the Last of Us, you just read on reviews. It's so much better if you watch it, like the whole series, just by yourself. And it's nice if you play the game, but if you haven't watched the series, it's nice to compare once in a time. Or if you haven't played, then it's good to give a chance in the video game so that you have the idea of what will come to next, especially in season 2. Even though they already confirmed it. Oh my god. So whoever played the Last of Us game, season 2, it's already confirmed that it's about the sequel, which is the part 2 of The Last of Us. Okay, sweet. Bye, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below what your thoughts and yeah, explanation. And yeah, see you soon in my next video. Bye bye. Wow. Boop.